A lot of people that watch aren't subscribed. So please, if you enjoy what we do here, please hit that subscribe button, share all of it. If you want to do an old school versus new school comparison, I believe you put this up as a short the other day, if I'm not mistaken, the Street Profits versus Demolition. What kind of made you choose to put these two groups together?
Street Profits just came off of a big victory on SmackDown, defending their titles against DIY and Motor City Machine
Motor
Guns.
City, yeah.
Came off a big win, and they just crushed it. And I just realized, like, they've been around for a while now. You know, you see the picture you got there. That's them as the NXT Tag Champions. They've been, I think it was 5 years earlier, they were World Tag Team Champions. You know, they had great matches with the Usos. They've just consistently always been a good act for this company, and they've been so consistent that like they've kind of gone under the radar, mainly because they were part of a regime for a long time that probably didn't really like tag team wrestling that much. Now I feel like they're being built up and they could be the centerpiece, but man, I feel like they could be so much more even. So it really started coming out of Street Profits, and I just wanted to start comparing them to some of these past teams because that's not something I've done. I've done a lot of comparison with old school tag teams versus each other, but only recently have I started doing some of the newer teams versus the older teams. So I like this comparison because I feel like Demolition is the more successful, stronger team. But when you size these team up, I mean, Dawkins kind of fits great against either Demolition, you know, good power, athletic, but then you got Ford who could be like a breakout star. So in a weird way, you know, styles make matches. I kind of feel like the Profits are the better team bell to bell here.
Yeah, the Profits definitely have developed in WWE over the years. They've come more into their character. It's interesting them versus Demolition because Demolition got big at a time when, you know, tag team wrestling was featured a little more on WWF, but I don't know like how seriously they took it. Demolition has kind of always had that hit as being like a Road Warriors knockoff. But if you watched, you know, WWE, WWF when we were younger, Demolition was such a good team. I don't know if it was the face paint. I don't know if it was like that in-ring quality, but they were that hard-hitting team.
They had great teams to work with too.
Oh, definitely. And it's tough when looking at it because I feel like just off the rip, looking at these two teams, I would pick Demolition because I have such a soft spot for them over the years. But the Street Profits have really kind of come into their own. For me personally, I still got to go with Demolition.
Yeah, I think that there is a certain aspect of Demolition I didn't comment on too, where, you know, that old school kind of hard hitting style. And one thing I would probably give them the edge on, and this is not a knock against the Prophet, it's just something I felt like a lot of older talent did better, and we don't have it all yet, but believability. You know, there's just something a little more believable when you look at them. They do kind of feel like those guys are badasses, and I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, and I mean, on the other side of believability, the Street Profits kind of have that cool image where, I don't know, maybe at first it seemed like a little put on, and then as time has gone on, they've really come like into it and really like embodied it more. And I've liked how they've developed as a team. So everybody watching at home, let us know your picks in the comments. A lot of people that watch us aren't subscribed. If you enjoyed what you just saw, please hit that subscribe button, share, like, get it around. We just like coming here each week to talk wrestling.